can just run it back and hope you beat Patrick Mahomes again.
I think the Bills, that makes all the sense in the world. I mean, I don't think he's going to get traded. But certainly if I'm the Bills, that's what I'm going for, because we've seen their defense in the playoffs has been the problem.
It's
it hasn't been the offense.
33 points a game in loss in
but
playoff losses.
I think they've got under $1 million in salary cap.
Yeah,
put it on the card.
They'd have to somehow.
They
It'd be a lot of work to make it happen.
32nd, I believe, in the NFL right now in salary cap space, and you'd love to be able to make those moves, but to make the Khalil Mack type trade. Was Chicago happy at the end of the day with that trade, with how much they gave up? And oftentimes when you give up that king's ransom, is that one player going to offset the players, that you're giving up? And it's not, this is different than just draft picks. If it's just draft picks, that's one thing. If it's just money, that's another thing. When you trade for a player like this, it's two resources that are going to hamper your club moving forward. So if it doesn't hit as big as you want it to hit, you're stuck with that issue for a long time.
Yeah, again, if they'd have to make it work salary-wise. I'd love it if I'm Buffalo. Baltimore, obviously, he'd be great. He'd make them better. But again, I feel like their problem is just, are they going to perform to their best, play their best game in the playoffs? That's what it comes down. They could have Micah, and the offense still doesn't perform up to its ability in the playoffs, and you lose. So I think Buffalo, I'd be more into it if I'm the Bills than the Ravens.
Patriots, I think we still have the most cap space, so
they do.
Very well, give a shout. Here was CD's response. He went through similar drama. He didn't quite ask for a trade. Never fails, dog. Just pay the man what you owe him. No need for the extracurricular. And then I believe there's a frown face. I don't know if it's us. Oh, yeah, kind of sad, too. I thought it was perhaps the spiraling eyes. So, Brew, this, again, and also shaking my head on Instagram. So that is also added thing. So it feels like this is more of a negotiation tactic and frustration from CD's standpoint, and not a real, goodbye to number 11. It was great playing with you.
When I saw the reporting from Diana Russini this morning about Micah potentially severing his connection to the team, I felt like this is the Cowboys playing around, creating more drama. When Jerry signs him in a month, it's going to be this huge story. And I understand that the reporting, this is coming from Micah's side, but I think Micah's side is not, I think Micah's serious. Now, I do think in his heart of hearts, he still wants to be a Cowboy. But I do think he's serious. Like, I feel disrespected. This is ridiculous. This has gone on for more than a year now. And, like he said in the comment, you're criticizing me in the public and all that. But I think, like I said, at the end of the day, I do think it'll get settled. But I think Micah's side is really upset. I think Jerry's side has kind of been business as usual, creating drama.
Disrespect is relative. Do you feel disrespected because you're not the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL? Is that your level of disrespect?
No, it was like,
it
was like an odd quote that Jerry was just, remember, he was like, he did the whole, it was awkward.
With the crowd, with the chants, pay Micah?
Yeah.
When he said they chanted louder for CD.
But here, and
he talked about getting hurt,
missing games.
He missed games last year.
Yeah. But this is the danger when you're the owner and the GM is as a GM, you're saying things that aren't necessarily positive about the player in negotiation.
Right.
Just like when you buy a house. Hey, this house has problems with the windows or whatever, because you're trying to get to a deal that's best for you. And the flip side is promoting all the positives about the player and the comps. But that's part of negotiations, which unfortunately, when you're the owner, it can then also create bad blood. You really want another party to be negotiating so you can kind of
Here's what Ed Werder said. So we're like, all right, if he wants out, probably not showing up. No, he'll be there. Despite his public ridicule of the Cowboys organization and his trade request to the Dallas front office, I'm told Micah has no intention of leaving training camp and incurring $50,000 in daily fines as mandated by the NFL. That's from Ed Werder. Does that surprise you, Coach?
No, because you can't get that money back.
Right.
And he wouldn't have been in camp, and he would have left camp, and all these guys would have left camp if they hadn't changed the rule to where the club could forgive the fines. That's real money, and it stacks up very quickly. And I wouldn't leave camp if I were him either. There's no sense in taking that hit.
Even sitting out the season, $24 million he's supposed to get. Like you're not going to get that $24 million back in negotiate, in your next contract.
Over the life of the contract.
Yeah, so the rules really do benefit the owners. It's just will the owners go several games without their best player?
Can he sit out game one like Chris Jones? Could you see that? That was the first time.
He could sit out a few games, I think.
Yeah, I didn't think that was embarrassing for like the Hunt family. I thought it was a bit of a scene with your star player in the building, like flanked by his agents. I feel like it would be more embarrassing for Jerry Jones if Micah Parsons was in the stands, not suited up.
Well, they also don't they have the opener against the Eagles?
Yes, so it opens the whole.
When the Super Bowl, they're going to lower the Super Bowl banner in the stadium. So it's that's that moment where your biggest your rival in the division is lowering the Super Bowl banner and celebrating their success, and then you've got your star players sitting, in the stands.
And then they beat you by 35. I mean,
It's a great leverage point for Micah.
Yeah, and I just don't think Jerry can throw this season away. With Dak making 60, with CD making 34, and Schottenheimer, I agree, in the public opinion, the bar has been lowered.
Yes.
If they just win 10 games, it'll be viewed as a success. But I think for Jerry, with all that money he's paying these players, I think he wants to win and put his best team out there.
Okay, we're going to do some other football news. We will have breaking news when Mike Vrabel personally calls the Jones family himself, since the Patriots have so much cap space. Coming up after the break, we've got Brews teams players to make the leap in the NFC. That's next on FS1.
It's a heck of a list, Coach.
Fox Sports Radio on Sirius XM.
I'm excited.
The moment I loved our Subaru Outback most